Hi guys, this is Andrew with rockclass101.com, and in this week's ukulele lesson, we're going to be learning Moonlight Sonata for low G ukulele. So first off, I think we should give Evan a round of applause because that was an absolutely incredible performance and amazing arrangement as well. Now, what I love most about Evan's playing is how much emotion he puts into it. And we're actually going to talk about some of the things that he does. So, for example, we're going to talk about how we can incorporate dynamics into our playing, which basically means that it is changes in volume. So we can go softer, we can get louder. We're also going to talk about how we can sprinkle in accents in a tasteful manner. So, for example, we could hit a note or a chord with more emphasis to really make it stand out. And lastly, we're going to talk about how we can alter the timeline so we don't have to stick strictly to the tempo. We don't have to be like a robot that's perfectly precisely in time with this song. We can do a little bit of what's known as Rubato, where we can maybe sway a little bit, slow down a little bit, and then kick back to the normal tempo. So we're going to talk about all of those things, but before we get there, let's talk about the lessons really quick. So I'm doing something that I've never done before. If you followed our lessons in the past, you know that for every song we put out, the video lessons cover the entire arrangement. But I think a much more effective way to teach this song is to teach it as an excerpt. So in this lesson, which is the part 1 lesson, and in the part 2 video lesson, which will be at rockclass101.com, they're going to cover the first third of the piece. So that's about 1 minute and 45 seconds into Evan's performance. But I do want to say that the tablature and the sheet music will cover the entire arrangement. So if you do want to move beyond that, you will be able to. So you guys can click this link right here to check out the part 2 video lesson and get the tabs, or you can go to rockclass101.com and do a search for Moonlight Sonata. Now also on that page will be the on-screen tab viewer. This is an awesome feature in which you can hit play, watch the tab scroll across in real time. You can highlight bars to loop sections, slow it down to any speed you wish. Just a really great asset in getting a song that's this difficult down that much easier. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the lesson. So a couple things I want to cover real quick before we start learning it. First off, this song does require a low G. It's not going to sound right with a high G ukulele. Secondly, while this song is in 4/4, it basically has eighth note triplets throughout. So if you're new to understanding eighth note triplet rhythm, I'm going to put a link towards a lesson that explains it in detail below, but we're going to move forward with the assumption that you know what it is. Now, I do want to point out a few ways to count this rhythm. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the first bar. And the first bar sounds like this. So we can hear the rhythm is straight and even throughout. So we have 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So we can count it one of two ways. We can count it as I just demonstrated right there, where it goes 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. You can count each one with the first beat, second beat, third beat, fourth beat. And that helps to keep you in track with what beat you're on in the measure. Now, I think that gets a little confusing when the rhythm gets a little bit more complex. So I would suggest to count it like this instead. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can see the simplistic way to count it is just continually as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, instead of trying to keep track of what beat we're on. So you should feel the beat, that it's not necessarily needed, but I want to give you guys both options because it's up to you, whichever one works best for you. I prefer the latter though. Now when the rhythms get a little bit more complex, let's go ahead and take a look at the fourth bar real quick, and let's just look at the first half of the fourth bar. So the first half of the fourth bar sounds like this. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So if we look at just beat 1, we can see that we have an eighth followed by 2/16 and then an eighth. So here's the thing, when we see these rhythms, I want you guys to count it as if it was twice the value. So anytime you see an eighth, I want you to count it as if it was a quarter. And anytime you see a 16th, then you will count it as if it was an eighth note. Okay, so when we look at just the first beat, we see 1, 2, and 3. So again, counting it as if it was double the rhythm. Okay, so when I play through that, I have 1, 2, and 3. And then if you look at beat 2, it's the same as the first bar that we already covered. Very simple. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so keep that in mind as you move forward. That's going to be the best way and the easiest way to count the rhythms as we work through this piece. Also, before we get started, I'd like to give a recommendation on who I think this piece is best suited for, and that's the seasoned advanced player. So if you want to see how I define the beginner, intermediate, and advanced player, you can click this link right here. But again, this is a piece that is extremely difficult, and as such, it is one that I would recommend only the advanced player tackle. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into learning it. So I've split the song up into quite a few themes. Each theme does not have a standard length of bars. The first theme is 8 bars, and when we get into the second theme, it'll be 6 bars. But let's take a look at theme number 1, and let's look at the first bar. So we're starting on A minor. So again, it sounds like this. Okay, so pretty easy. You can see it's straight out of an A minor. Evan likes to make the A minor with the index and the ring finger playing the C note on the A string. I like to use the middle finger and the pinky. I find that to be the most comfortable for me, so it's up to you which fingering choice you want to use. Now, throughout all of this, it's really important that we sustain our notes. We want everything to ring into each other, so make sure that you're holding out every chord, hit every note for the entire duration of the rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you can hear every note sustains. We don't have any staccato. Okay, so that's really, really key with this tune. So for the first part, we can either attack it with a strum or a pluck. We're going to go 4-2. If we want to pluck, we can use a 4-finger approach or a 3-finger approach. Again, this one will be up to you on which one you want to do. 4-finger approach has us using our thumb, index, middle, and ring. A 3-finger approach has us using our thumb for 4 and 3. Index gets string 2, middle would get string 1. Okay, so for the first hit, I'm going to go 4-2. I'm going to do a strum. Then I'm going to play the open A and the 3rd fret on the A string. So that's my first triplet. All right, 1, 2, 3. For the second beat, I've got plucking 3 and 2, and then the open A, and then the 3rd fret again. Okay, so together you have strum, O, 3, pluck, O, 3. Now for the third hit, it's the same as the second, so again, pluck, O, 3. And then for the fourth hit, it's the same as the first, strum, O, 3. Now, the way we play it is key. So I think a really cool way to play this is to mix in accents and dynamics. So we can accent that strum, that chord, on the first and the fourth triplet. We can strum that and hit it harder with a harder emphasis, a harder accent. And then for the second and the third beats, we can play with a lighter dynamic so we can drop the volumes. Take a listen to how that sounds. Right, so you can hear it's kind of like it's like pulsating, it's like breathing, it just feels natural. So we have la da da, soft da da, ba da da, la da da. Right, so that's one way that you can play. You can incorporate dynamics and accents. You can actually do the same thing for the next bar. But let's try bar 1 together and then we'll look at the second bar. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Now our second bar is straight out of C, just the basic C. And we're doing the same thing as we did for the first bar. So literally we're gonna go strum 4-2 and then open 3rd fret again. So I'm gonna use my middle finger for that 3rd fret. But the same hits are throughout that bar. So we have strum, O, 3, pluck, 3 and 2. O, 3, pluck, O, 3, strum, O, 3. Okay, so let's try the second bar together. 1, 2, go. Strum, O, 3, pluck, O, 3, pluck, O, 3, strum, O, 3. Awesome, and let's backtrack. Let's try 1 and 2 together. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice. So in our third bar, it gets a little bit harder, not too bad yet. And it's going to go F to B flat. So those are just your standard chords. So let's kick off with the F. We have 4 to 2 again, and then open to the 3rd fret on the A string. So far everything's very similar, right? So 4 to 2, open 3rd, and then again pluck 3 and 2, open 3rd. So we can follow the same dynamic, a bigger hit on 1, and then on beat 2 we can go a little bit softer. So let's give that first half of the bar a shot. 1, 2, go. Strum, O, 3, pluck, O, 3. From here we're going to B flat, so go ahead and do the partial bar. We've got 4, 3, and 2 again for the first hit. Okay, you can either pluck this, get a different tone out of your playing, or you can continue with the strum. Then you're going to play the 1st fret, which is barred on the A string, and then stretch with your pinky to 5. Okay, so if you're new to playing stretch chords and stretch phrases, I'll put a link towards a lesson right here, and in the description box below it has 3 exercises for increasing reach in your left hand, which is super vital for this tune. So again, make the B flat. We have 4 to 2, and then the 1st fret of string 1, and then the 5th fret. And then you guessed it, we're going to pluck 3 and 2 for the 4th hit, and then the 1st, and then the 5th again. Okay, so let's try that second half together. 1, 2, go. Strum, 1, 5, pluck, 1, 5. All right, so if we try that entire bar, F to B flat, we have 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nice. Now, the 4th bar gets a bit hard. So we're playing out of E7 throughout all of this, and the thing is that it has some movement. So there's 3 different variations of that chord that are played out of it. So let's break it down slowly. Let me play just the first half of it so we can get a context of it. Actually, I'll play the whole bar. You can get a better context that way, and then we'll break it down. So a lot of movement is happening in this bar. So let's take a look at the first chord. Our first chord, we have an E7. It's the same as the stock D7, just moved up a whole step. But the way we're going to finger it is going to be using 4 fingers. And this is the same way that Evan does it, which seems to be the easiest way. I know he told me he spent a lot of time thinking about fingering for this tune. And it really does pay off that he invested so much time, because it makes it a lot easier, for the most part, using the fingering choice that he came up with. So we have 4 finger approach. We have index, middle, ring, pinky. Okay? And this is what we talked about in the intro of the video, where the rhythm starts to get a little bit more complex. So the first beat is 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to pluck 4 and 3 together, and then we're going to play string 2, string 3, string 1. So we have pluck, 2, 3, 1. Okay? Now the second beat, we're going to, again, pluck 4 and 3, and then play the open A, followed by the 3rd fret on string A. Okay, so we have pluck, A, and then 3rd fret. Now it's really important that you use your right hand palm to mute the strings. Okay? If you're new to using the palm to help control the sound, because the thing is, if we don't mute, then we get all this unwanted noise ringing out. And I wrote a lesson, I believe it's finger picking etude 11. I'll double check, but I'll put it in the description box below, that talked a lot about using our right hand to help control unwanted string noise. So going back to this, after you pluck 4 and 3, you just want to touch the strings to mute them. So you're basically touching 4, 3, and 2, not the A string, because we need that to ring out to play the last 2 melody notes. Okay? So we have pluck A, 3rd fret. So if we look at the whole first half, for the first beat we have pluck 2, 3, 1, pluck 0, 3. Okay? So again, pluck 2, 3, 1, pluck 0, 3. All right, so let's take a look at the second half. Now we're playing out of an E chord, and again, it's a 4-fingered chord. So this time around we have middle, ring, pinky, index. So 4, 4, 4, 2. Okay, this is the same rhythm as the first beat. We have 1, 2, and 3, and it's the same plucking. So we have 4 and 3, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 3. All right, now for the 4th beat, what we're gonna do is another chord, back to E7, but again, a really tricky transition. So for this chord, what you want to do is you want to use the index as a partial bar, strings 1, 2, and 3. So lay it on the 2nd fret, string 1, 2, and 3. Your ring finger goes on the 4th fret of the 4th string, and your pinky goes on the 4th fret of the 2nd string. And you can hear it's that same rhythm, 1, 2, and 3. And it's the same plucking of the right hand. So 4 and 3 together, 2, 3, 1. Okay? So the transition is going to be from E to the E7. Notice that that pinky stayed anchored, does not move. Okay? So you probably want to just practice the transitions as you're working through this. But if we recap the second half, we have 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So let's try this entire bar nice and slow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so the transitions you want to practice, we have the 4-finger for E7. Okay, after that, remember you pluck, 0, 3, and use the right hand palm to mute. Again, 4-finger, but for E. And then you want to work on that transition going to this second E7 variation. Okay, so you can put that into a time frame like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that'll help you practice those chord transitions to get the muscle memory down. So very tricky bar. That's one that you just want to devote a lot of time. So you can already see that that bar is a lot harder than the first 3. But let's backtrack now and let's try bar 3 and 4 together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. And if we go back, let's try theme 1, the first 4 bars, right? So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. So that gives us the first half. So let's look at the second half of theme 1. So this will be the 5th bar. So for our 5th bar, we're going back into A minor. It's going to be really cool because we're going to be building up a little bit, and we're going to be working our way up the neck more so. So let me go ahead and play this bar. It does have one accent hit that I do want to talk about. And if you're following along with the tablature, you'll see a little greater sign hit on this bar, which just means that we want to add an accent. We want to hit it with more oomph. Okay? So I'll do a little head bob when that part comes down. You can see where it is. So here's what our 5th bar sounds like. So we can have just a little accent of da 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 on that last part. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, ba da 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 da. Okay, so that's how we're going to notate that on the tablature, but I want to point it out in the lesson video as well. So let's kick into playing this bar. So it's a pretty fun one. So we're back to A minor. Again, you can use the index finger like Evan does. I like to use the middle finger, but we're going to start off with a pluck of 4 and 3 and then play out of that. So we're going to go 2nd, 1st, and that'll give us the first beat. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, and if I call out the strings, I have pluck, 2, 1. Our second beat is going to be 2nd string open, open A, and then the 3rd fret of the A. Okay, so if we put that together for the first half, we have pluck, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3rd fret. Okay, let's try that together. 1, 2, go. Pluck, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3rd fret. Now our third beat, we have 2nd, open, 3rd fret again. So we have 2nd, open A, 3rd fret. So it just repeats what beat 2 did. Then for our 4th beat, here's where things get a little tricky. We have a crazy far stretch. We have 2 and 7. So index finger is 2nd fret on string 4, pinky is 7 on string 1. Okay, so you're going to pluck both together. And that's where our accent is. So you can pluck it with a little bit more oomph. After that, you're going to lift up, play the open A, then go back and play the 4th string, which is the 2nd fret, and then the 3rd fret on string 1, and then the 7th fret. Okay, but here's the rhythm for this 4th beat. 1, 2, and 3, end. So we have 1, 2, and 3, end. Okay, so real important that we get that rhythm right. 1, 2, and 3, end. So again, I have pluck, open A, string 4, 3rd fret on A, 7th fret. 1, 2, and 3, end. Okay, let's try that 4th beat together. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, end. Nice. So if we backtrack, let's try that entire bar. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, end. Awesome. Keep your pinky planted on the 7th fret. As we go into the 6th bar, we're going to do a E chord, and it's going to be a bar chord. So keep the pinky on 7 and lay the index flat across all 4 strings on the 4th fret. Okay, so for this one, we're going to go ahead and start with a strum of all 4 strings, and again we can accent that with a harder oomph just to signify. Because if we think about the build-up, it started real soft. It's kind of like... when we get to that strum, we kind of want to kind of build the dynamic as we're going there, right? So we kind of want it to just develop a little bit more. Now for the 1st, 2nd, and 4th beat of this bar, the rhythm's the same. It's 1, 2, and 3, end. The rhythm changes for the 3rd beat, but we'll talk about it when we get there. But keep that in mind as we're working through it. So go ahead and make the E chord. We're going to strum, take the ring finger, put it on 7 on string 2, play that note, then the 3rd string, Then take your middle finger, put it on 5 on string 1, but lift your pinky up. Okay, so you're playing 5 on string 1, and then you're following that up with the 4th string. All right, so you can see that we're adding 2 fingers and lifting 1 up. So tricky stuff, right? Let's go over that again. So we're strumming E, add the ring to 7 on 2, and then we're going to play the 3rd string, and then lift the pinky up and put the middle finger down on 5 on string 1, and then play the 4th string. Okay, so you can see right now I've got 4, 4, 7, 5. So we switched from there to there. All right, so again I have strum, 7, 4, 5, 4, and that rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, and. All right, let's try just that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, now keep out of this shape. For the second beat, we have 3, 2, 3, 1, 4. Same rhythm. 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, so again, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4. That's calling out strings. Let's try the second together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, let's try the first and second beat together. 1, 2, 3. Strum, 7, 4, 5, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, now if we look at the third beat, this is the one that the rhythm's different. The rhythm's going to be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so for this one, we're still staying out of that second shape, and we're going to be playing 3, 2, 3, 1. So again, 3, 2, 3, 1. All right, let's try that together. 1, 2, go. 3, 2, 3, 1. Now for the last one, we have an E5. So put your pinky back on 7, okay? But keep the middle planted, don't lift it up. Strum all 4, then play the second string, the third string, lift the pinky up, pluck 1 and 2 together, and then play the 7th fret. So put the pinky back down on string 1. So really difficult to remember all this movement, but once you get it down, you get it. So it's an E5, so we strum 4, 4, 7, 7, play string 2, string 3, put the middle back down. Actually, sorry, the middle was not lifted up. Pluck 1 and 2, and then play 7 on string 1. Okay, same rhythm as the other beats except for 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and. So 1, 2, and 3, and. So strum, 2, 3, pluck, 7. All right, so let's try the fourth beat by itself. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and. All right, so let's try beats 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and that entire bar. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, and if you need to slow down any of this YouTube video, I'll put up the little directions on how to slow it down. But again, the on-screen tab viewer is the best way to learn this tune because it will allow you to put it at whatever speed you need. So any incremental value, like if you're at 62%, and you can highlight specific sections and loop them. So you can literally work on 1 beat at a time, 2 beats, or the entire bar, and you get the idea. All right, so let's try bars 5 and 6 together. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and. Nice. So now we're moving on to 7 So 7 and 8 will finish up theme 1. So we're almost at the home stretch for the first theme. And for this first hit, we're back to that crazy stretch of 2 and 7 for the A. Okay? So that's what our first half sounds like, and then we'll tackle the second half in a sec because it jumps up to a different chord. But let's just look at that first part. So go back to 2 and 7, and we're going to strum, then play the A string open, followed up by the 3rd string open, and then the 3rd fret of string 1, and then the 4th string. That'll give us our first beat, which is 1, 2, and 3 end. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and 3 end. So again, let's tackle that. We have strum, O, O, 3, and then 4th string. So let's break that down again. So we have strum, A, C, 3rd fret of string 1, 4th string. Let's give that a shot. 1, 2, go. Strum, 2, and 3 end. Okay, still playing out of this chord for beat 2. We have 1, 2, and 3. And it starts with the open E, then the open A, and then the open C, and then the 3rd fret of string 1. So you have 2, 1, 3, 3rd fret. So again, 1, 2, and 3. So calling out strings, 2, 1, 3, 3rd fret. All right, so let's try the first and the second beat together. We have 1, 2, go. Strum, 2 and 3, and 1, 2 and 3. Nice. Now we'll take a look at the second half, which goes into a new chord, which is D minor. So for D minor, what we're going to do, and this is the easy way, this is the way that I like to do it. Evan, I don't know how he grabs everything in time. He grabs all 4 strings in time. It's insane. I can't do that. So I'm going to teach you the way that is easy for me to do and still keep in time. And that is to do 3 of the strings first and then add the 4th string when needed. So for this D minor, let's break down the chord first and then we'll talk about what I just mentioned. So lay the index finger flat on the 5th fret, strings 1, 2, and 3. Take your pinky, put it on 8 on string 1, and then ring goes on 7 on string 4. Okay? So when I'm going up, transitioning from I'm only going to catch strings 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to add the 4th. He grabs everything in time. He grabs the ring finger as well. I think that's extremely difficult to do. So my suggestion is to do that to make it easier, but if you want to, if he can do it, then you can do it too. But this is how I do it. So for this one, we have 1, 2, and 3 end. So I'm going to strum 3 down, then I'm going to play string 2, string 3, lift the pinky up, pluck 1 and 2, add the ring finger to 7, and that'll finish up that beat 3. 1, 2, and 3 end. So again, I have strum, 2, 3, pluck, 4. Okay, let's give that one a shot. 1, 2, go. Strum, 2, 3, pluck, 4. Okay, now our last 4th beat is going to be 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to be 3, 2, 3, pluck. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so again, 3, 2, 3, pluck. Remember rhythm? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's try the second half, beat 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. All right, so if we try the entire bar, we have 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. A really pretty sounding bar, but kind of a little tricky. All right, going into our last bar, sounds like this. All right, so let's break that one down. So we're kicking off with a variation on C. It's going to be the index on the 3rd fret of string 2 and your pinky on 7 on string 1. And we're going to go ahead and strum this. Our rhythm for the first beat is 1, 2, and 3. So we've got strum 2, 3, and then lift the pinky up and play the 3rd fret of string 1. So in essence, you could really just go ahead and bar strings 1 and 2 on the 3rd fret. Okay, so we have strum 2, 3, 1. Now for the second beat, we're going to lift up, play the open E, then use the middle finger to grab the 3rd fret on the E string, play that, then the open C, and then the 3rd fret on string 1. And we're going to use the ring finger for that. So same rhythm, 1, 2, and 3. So we have E, 3rd, open C, 3rd on 1. Okay, so that's actually not too difficult for this part. So we have 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now for the 3rd beat, we're going into a G5. Now for this one, we have 1, 2, and 3 end. So we're gonna go strum 2, 3, pluck. So here's the catch with this. You've got to lift up and grab the regular G chord at the end of it. So let's break down this one. So we start with the G5. We're going to go strum 2, 3, and then lift the pinky up and lay the index flat. So a partial bar strings 1, 2, and 3. You can see it makes the basic G chord. Okay. So again, I have strum 2, 3, pluck, and then finish it up with the open G. 1, 2, and 3 end. Okay, that open G buys you time to move up for the last G chord, which is flat on the 7th fret, 1, 2, and 3, and pinky on 10. And then we are just going to play out of it, 3rd, 2nd. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try beats 3 and 4. We have 1, 2, go. Strum 2 and 3 and strum 2, 3. Nice. And backtrack, let's try all of 8. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's try 7 and 8. Here we go. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3. And you guessed it, 5 through 8, so the second half. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3. Very good. And now we're going to try 1 through 8. I'm just going to go ahead and play through it slowly and not count it out so we can just get a sense of how it sounds complete without the counting. So let's give that one a shot. 1, 2, 3. So I want to talk a little bit before jumping into theme 2 about how you can put a bit of rubato into your playing. So that means that we're not adhering strictly to the tempo, right? We don't have to play this song where it's literally ba 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 ba. We don't have to be so tight that we're perfectly in time. It actually sounds a little bit better if we sway a little bit. So for example, I want you to just go back and listen to Evan's performance and just listen, and you can tap along to the beat, and you can hear how sometimes he may be at this beat and then he'll just start to slow down a little bit and then he'll go back to that beat. All right, so it may be something like la da da ba da 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 ba ba ba. So you heard on that third beat, I just slowed down, right? And then I went back into the regular tempo. So, for example, a great way to experiment that is just take the easy bars, the first couple bars, right? And just try that. Stay on tempo, slow down. And then kind of coming back to it, slow. And then coming back to it. So you can hear there, what I applied was slowing on 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2 was back to the regular tempo. So just an interesting way to put a little bit more character into the playing. So mess around with that. It's really cool, really fun stuff, and I would not do it throughout the entire song. Tastefully sprinkle it in and listen to his performance. You can get ideas of when he put it in there as well. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into theme number 2. Theme 2 is 6 bars in length, and 2 of them are very, very tricky bars. I believe that's bars 3 and 4, but we'll tackle that when we get there. Let's start off with 1 and 2. These are actually pretty simple bars. So let me go ahead and play bar 1 of theme 2 for you guys. Okay, so if I look at this rhythm, I have 1, 2, and 3 end, and it looks like that carries throughout. Yes, so throughout the entire bar, it's 1, 2, and 3 end. Okay, so we're going to start out with a C5, 2 fingers for this chord, and the only movement that happens is that index lifts up and comes back down on that second string. So go ahead and strum this, and then play string 2, 3, 1, and then 4. Okay, so there's our first beat. Strum, 2, 3, 1, 4. Call out the rhythm. I have 1, 2, and 3 end. For beat 2, I'm going to lift up that index, play the open E, put it right back down, play the 3rd fret, play the open C, play the 3rd fret of string 1, and then the open G. So it starts with it up. We have open E, 3rd fret, C, C on the A string, and then G. Okay, so that second beat, 1, 2, and 3 end. All right, so let's try the first and second beat together. 1, 2, go. Strum, 2, 3, 1, 4, O, 2, 3, 1, 4. Okay, so that's calling out the strings. Now, if we look at the third beat, it's going to be the same as the second beat. So we've seen that a lot as a repetitive pattern throughout this tune. So again, O, 2, 3, 1, 4. And, oh, actually, the fourth beat is the same. So that's good. So the second, third, and fourth are identical. O, 2, 3, 1, 4. Okay? So this is a very simple bar. Let's try it all together. 1, 2, go. Strum, 2, 3, 1, 4, O, 2, 3, 1, 4, O, 2, 3, 1, 4, O, 2, 3, 1, 4. Nice. Going into this second bar, again, not super hard. A little bit harder than the first one, but not bad. Sounds like this. Okay, so cool contrast. It goes from C major to C minor. Okay, so that C minor is just a partial bar chord where we're covering third string down, so third fret, and then ring finger on 5. So for this one, we're going to start with a pluck of 4 and 3 together. And if we look at the rhythm real quick, we have 1, 2, and 3 and that covers beats 1, 2, and 4. So we have 1, 2, and 3 and. Okay, so pluck 4 and 3 together. Then we can play string 2, string 4, string 1, string 4. So we have pluck 2, 4, 1, 4. Okay, for the second beat, stay out of that chord. We're going to pluck 3, 2, 4, 1, 4. So we have 3, 2, 4, 1, 4. Okay, if we put that together, beats 1 and 2. 1, 2, go. Pluck 2, 4, 1, 4, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4. Okay, now for the third beat, our rhythm is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so for the third beat, staying out of the chord still, we're going to be playing 3, 2, 4, 1. But keep in mind that rhythm change. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now for the fourth beat, we're going to put a variation on C minor. We're going to put that pinky finger down on the 6th fret of string 1. So the other fingers stay where they were, 5, 3, 3, but add 6 on 1. So strum all of those, then you're going to play string 2, string 3, lift the pinky up, pluck 1 and 2, and then put it back down and play 6 on 1. 1, 2, and 3, and. So again, strum 2, 3, pluck 6. Okay, so let's give that one a shot. 1, 2, go. Strum 2, 3, pluck 6. All right, beats 3 and 4. Here we go. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and that entire bar. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and. If you want, you can accent that C minor 1. So that fourth beat, you can accent that strum. So let's backtrack now. Let's try bars 1 and 2 together. So here we go. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 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 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and a cool little idea too, in that first bar when you play the open E, you can hit that one a little bit harder. You can accent that note because that open E is what makes it a major chord. So it's a really cool contrast if you highlight that in the first bar because the second bar goes to minor. So just an idea to throw out for you. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our third bar. So we're playing out of E flat for this bar. And this is where it starts to get a little tricky, especially in the upcoming fourth bar. But let's tackle one at a time. And here is what our third bar sounds like. All right, so let's break that one down. So the E flat, it's basically just laying flat on the 3rd fret, all 4 strings, and your pinky goes on 6 on string 1. Not a super hard bar chord, but a bit tricky. All right, so strum all, and we've got 1, 2, and 3 end. And that rhythm is actually, if you, second and the fourth bar have the same rhythm where it's 1, 2, and 3 end for beats 1, 2, and 4. And the third beat was 1, 2, and 3. So something to keep in mind that it's kind of repetitive in that rhythmic theme. So again, we have 1, 2, and 3 and. Okay, so just as we saw before, I think it was on the E bars or the E7 bars, we're transitioning to a different shape with multiple fingers moving. A little tricky in that regard. Let's break it down. So strum all four. After that, take your ring finger, put it on the 6th fret of string 2, then play the 3rd string, and then take the middle, put it on the 4th fret of string 1, lift the pinky up, and we're going to pluck 1 and 2, and then play the 4th string. Okay, so we have strum, add the ring, play string 3, put the middle down, pluck 1 and 2, and then play the 4th string. Okay, let's just try that first beat together. 1, 2, and 3, and. 1, 2, and 3, and. 1, 2, and 3, and. Stay in this shape. You're going to play string 3, string 2, string 4, and then 1 and 2 plucked again, back to 4. Okay, so you have 3, 2, 4, pluck 4. All right, so let's try 1 and 2 together. 1, 2, slow. Strum, 2, 3, pluck 4, 1, 2, and 3, and. And let me call it out as hits. 1, 2, 3. Strum, 2, 3, pluck 4, 3, 2, 4, pluck 4. Okay. Now if we look at the 3rd half, we're still out of that 2nd shape, and I believe it's almost similar to the 2nd beat. So it's going to be 3, 2, 4, pluck. So you have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so again, 3, 2, 4, pluck. Okay, then for our 4th beat, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the E flat shape. We're going to strum that, back to adding the ring to 6 on 2, then play string 3, and then back to adding 4, so the middle finger, and then 6. So this last one is a little tricky. Let's break it down again. We have E flat, strum, 6 on 2, play string 3, add the middle, pluck 6 and 4, and then 6 on 1. Remember there, 1, 2, and 3, and. 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, let's try beat 4 by itself. 1, 2, slow. Strum, 2, and 3, and. Let's try beats 3 and 4 together. Here we go. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3. Strum, 2, and 3, and. You see what I did right there? I left that finger down on 6 on string 2. So even though he lifts up and plays it like that, you could literally leave it down and make it easier, less movement. Up to you. Let's try that entire bar together though. So here we go, E flat. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and. You can see on that 4th beat, I'm accenting and hitting that chord harder. All right, so the 4th bar is the one that is the trickiest in this part 1 lesson. It's a crazy chord stretch, and it's gonna look like this. 1, 3, 4, 6. Index, middle, ring, pinky. 1, 3, 4, 6. So the thing that you're going to want to work on a lot is going to be the transition from the end of 3, so that E flat, to the A flat 5. So that's going to be the trickiest transition, because you've got going from there to this 4-finger chord. Crazy, crazy stuff. It looks like a spider almost. Okay, so get comfortable with this chord, and our rhythm out of this is 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, so we have really, really cool sounding. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Okay, so you can see that I'm transitioning to what is a G chord, right? Just moved up a half step, so A flat. So in essence, let's take a look at the movement that's happening. So we're going to strum all 4 for this, then we're going to play string 2, string 3, and then we're going to switch it to the G chord shape, but keep the index on that first fret of string 4. You're going to pluck 1 and 2, and then play the first fret of string 4 after that. That's going to finish beat 1. 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay? You've got to get used to moving both fingers at the same time. So you see how 3 and 4 flip-flop down a string, up a string, and then it goes into that G chord shape. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Then finish it up with the 4th string. Really tricky. That's what you want to loop in this thing. You want to loop going from the previous bar into the A flat 5, the crazy chord stretch, and you want to loop the first beat of A flat 5 because it's the hardest movement. And actually, never mind, the second beat is actually really difficult as well. 3 things you're going to want to loop. We'll get to the second beat in just a second. So 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, so I have strum 2, 3, move both fingers, pluck 1 and 2, play string 4. Let's give it a shot. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, he accents that 1, so you can hit it harder, and then he'll accent the open G after that. So you can hit both of those notes harder. So from here, we're going to start beat 2 on the open G. That's where we left off. We're still out of this A flat that looks like the G chord. But this one's pretty simple. We're just going to go 2, 3, pluck, and then finish up with the 4th string again. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, so 4, 2, 3, pluck 4. Okay, so that one's really simple. So if we look at 1 and 2 together, we have 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay, again. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and. Here's the one that's hard. It's over beat 3. So you're going to move 2 and 4. So you take a look at what happened, right? We had string 3, string 2. We're going to move these 2 fingers up to 5 and 6. String 4, string 3. We're going to pluck that. After that, we're going to add the ring finger to the 5th fret of string 2, and then the index finger to the 3rd fret of string 1, which gives you a D7 chord. Okay? So you can see that that G chord shape is still there, but it's up a string. So it's not on strings 3, 2, and 1. It's on strings 4, 3, and 2, and we add 1 extra finger. Okay? Evan somehow grabs the chord when he moves. I don't know how he does this stuff. I can't do it. So my suggestion is to focus on strings 4 and 3 and then add the others as you need it. Okay? So that's the transition you want to work on, is going 4 and 3, then add that finger, add that finger. So the third beat, we have pluck, 2, 3, pluck. So pluck 4 and 3, play string 2, string 3, and then pluck 1 and 2. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. After that, we've got a basic D chord barred. So we're going to go ahead and strum, then add the ring to 5 on string 2, then play string 3, then add the middle finger to the 3rd fret of string 1, lift the pinky up, and then put the pinky back down for 5. Okay? So same kind of movements we've seen a few times now. 1, 2, and 3, and. So we tackle the 3rd and 4th beat. We have, starting on this D7, remember it's 2, 4, 3, 1. 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and. Let's try together. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and... Okay, so backtracking, we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and... Very difficult bar, right? Very, very tricky. That's the one that you're probably going to want to work the most on, and don't forget the transition 3 to 4, so bar 3 to 4. So let's try 3 and 4 together. And let's go ultra slow, so it's not super duper hard. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and... Nice. Now let's take a look at the last 2 bars for theme 2, 5 and 6. So 5 and 6, we've got playing out of a G minor, pretty much. That's the trickiest part. Evan does the G5 like this, and then switches to the G minor. I find that really difficult to do, especially when you're playing at a little quicker tempo. So my suggestion is to do the G5 with this fingering this time around. Okay, so middle ring pinky. Here's what this 5th bar sounds like. And that's just the first half. Let's just tackle the first half. So I'm gonna go strum, 2, 3, 1. So it goes into the G minor right there, okay? So strum, 2, 3, 1, 4. So that finishes up beat 1. 1, 2, and 3 end. So let's try it together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3 end. Okay, beat 2 is gonna be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's string 2, 3, 4, 1. Let's try that together. 1, 2, go. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, try the first and second beat together. 1, 2, go. Strum, 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, 4, 1. All right, so let's look at the 3rd beat now, and it goes out of a C minor. So again, for this one, he grabs the full C minor chord. I think it's really difficult to grab it, so I'm just gonna grab from 3 down and then add that 4th string when it comes up. So we've done this shape before, so we're familiar with it. So the rhythm for the 3rd beat is gonna be 1, 2, and 3 end. So we're gonna go ahead and strum 3 down, add the ring finger, play string 4, then play string 2, play string 4, then play string 3. So I have strum 4, 2, 4, 3. Okay. For the 4th beat, I'm going to lift that pinky up. I don't need it anymore. I'm going to pluck 1 and 2, then string 4, and again 1 and 2, string 4. That rhythm is 1, 2, and 3. So we have pluck, 4, pluck, 4. Okay. So pretty simple. Let's try beats 3 and 4 together slowly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Nice. And if we backtrack the entire 5th bar, 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. Now for the 6th bar, it's the same as the 5th bar for the first half. So you're back into the G5 to the G minor. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. All the same movements. So let's look at the last half of it, the 2nd half. And it goes out of that D chord again, so barred in the 5th fret. That's what it sounds like. So we're going to strum, play string 2, string 3, then use that ring finger to play 5 on string 2, and then play string 4. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and calling out strings. Strum, 2, 3, 2, 4. Okay, and the last half is going to be 1, 2, and 3, and that's 3, 2, 4, and then 5 on string 2. So again, 3, 2, 4, 5 on 2. So let's try beat 3 and 4 together. Here we go. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's try the entire 8th bar together. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's try 7 and 8 together. Here we go. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Awesome, very good. Now we're going to try 1 through 6 together. And again, just like theme 1, I'm just going to go ahead and play through it without counting so we can get a better context of it put together. So let's go ahead and jump into that. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right, guys, so that completes everything for our part 1 lesson. So the part 2 lesson is going to kick off on theme number 3. So if you want to check out the next theme, you can click this link right here or go to the site rockclass101.com and do a search for Moonlight Sonata. Don't forget that on that page will be the complete tabs that you can print off and follow along with, as well as the on-screen tab viewer, so that interactive tab player where you can highlight bars, loop sections, slow it down. Super duper useful for this arrangement. Now the part 2 lesson will have a suggestion so that we can end our excerpt nicely so that it feels complete. And don't forget that the tablature does cover the entire arrangement. So if you do want to move beyond the excerpt, then you will be able to as well. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and I will see you in part 2. Thanks.